Hey guys, happy Thursday. I have a great video topic for you guys today, all about confidence as a new coach. And I think this is such an important topic. Truly, I would say the number one biggest thing that holds new coaches back from being successful at their business. A lot of times we think it's because I don't know the marketing, I don't know the business side of things, and we have a tendency to really think that that is the problem. But what I have seen, like hands down, the biggest thing that often holds people back when they're getting started is the confidence piece. And it's totally normal for this to happen when you're new at doing something. But I want to walk you guys through some different ways of thinking about it, thinking about getting started, and some things that you can do to really boost your confidence. Because I think a lot of times confidence really is a mindset. It doesn't come from outside sources or outside things that we've done. And so when you can change that mindset, it really changes your confidence. All right, so these are the things that I hear all the time from new coaches, and I want to share them because you're going to be like, oh yes, I'm not the only one that feels this way. So feeling like you don't know enough, you don't have enough certifications, you don't know what to say to people, you're afraid of like saying the wrong thing, of people thinking that you sound silly, or you don't know what you're talking about, or you don't sound professional. You're afraid about whether you can actually help people get results. Definitely a huge one, and that can really hold you back if you're afraid, like, oh my gosh, what if I work with these people and I don't actually help them get results? And feeling like you're not good at business, or not really good at like following through with things, or good at getting results in a business. Maybe you've tried certain things in the past. I work with a lot of people that have maybe dabbled in other business things, or like multi-level marketing or something, and maybe didn't get the results and then really doubt themselves. So I want to talk about those things. I want to talk about how you can boost your confidence, build your confidence, so that those thoughts are not holding you back. Because when you have those thoughts, what happens is that often what people end up doing is they end up sabotaging themselves. So really like self-sabotage, and making it so that this belief that you have about your confidence really just keeps happening again and again, because you're not moving forward with things, because you're sabotaging yourself. So you're like, I don't have confidence. And then you're looking at the fact that you're not getting any results and you're not doing what you want to be doing. And then that just re-establishes that belief that you're not confident. It's a huge cycle, Crystal, definitely. And Jen's saying that posting to your group regularly has been helping your confidence, which is awesome. And that's going to be one of the things I'm going to be talking about. So the self-sabotage is a big thing. Analysis paralysis. So this is a lot of times like analyzing everything, sitting around and waiting and hoping that you're going to get this boost of confidence, or this boost of feeling readiness in the mail from Amazon or from wherever, from a magic stork. And it doesn't happen. You just keep staying in this cycle, waiting to be ready, always thinking that you need to know more, you need to do one more certification, you need to do one more training, get one more, certification under your belt. Those are huge things that I hear all the time. So what I want to do is I made a list of some things that I have found have been super helpful for me as far as boosting my confidence as a coach, as a business owner, and also that my clients have found super helpful. So I have a list. I have 7 things, and they're all going to be super helpful to you. So if you have questions about any of them as I'm going, let me know. But number 1 is to know your ideal client. So you hear me talk about ideal client all the time. The reason why this is so important, and why it's so important from a confidence perspective, is because I feel like it's very hard to feel confident about what you do and how you help people when you don't know who you're helping and what you're helping them do, right? Like, you're like, how am I supposed to explain it? And how do I feel confident if I don't understand what I'm doing? And so I think really understanding who your ideal client is, I think there's two really big pieces to ideal client. So understanding the problem that you help solve, so the problem that people have that you help solve, and also understanding the person that you work with specifically who has that problem. So that means, is it a mom? Where does she live? How many kids does she have? Like, where is she in her life? Like, how old is she? Like, understand like who specifically this person is and what her big main problem is that you're helping her solve. Super important, because then this leads us to step 2, which is understanding what your program is, and knowing what steps you're going to be walking someone through to get that result that they want. Okay. When you can understand this process and you can like write it down, and you know, like, okay, this is how I'm helping someone get from point A, which is where they are now, to point B, which is where they want to go. And I made I have videos about ideal client. I have videos about your program. So you can check out those if you're feeling uncertain about those. But that is super helpful, because then you can actually explain to other people how you help them. And that doesn't mean you have to walk them through your whole program, but you understand and you're like, yes, I can help you get from where you are now to where you want to go. And you have an idea of what that process is going to look like in your brain. Okay. So super important. And that's going to really help with your confidence. Yeah, definitely, Crystal. So it helps to not worry about what someone is thinking as much if you're speaking to someone who needs to hear from you. And that is a huge point I'm going to get to too. But I think that's super important too. So when you're talking about what it is you do and how you help people, to speak to the people who are wanting to hear it, right? I a lot of times think of this like, when I was doing I did some in-person networking when I was first getting started my business, and I would go to all these networking events, and there were always people there that were from multi-level marketing that were trying to sell me their products that I had zero interest in. And it was very uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable because I was like, I'm not interested. Like, I don't need this product. Like, I'm not looking for it. And so it's very different to actually speak to the people who are out there looking for the solution that you have to offer than trying to push it on someone that has zero interest on it. So that's a super good point. And that's why it's really important to know who your ideal client is. And then your program. So this is something I like to ask my clients, because a lot of times they're like, I'm not feeling super confident I can help people get results. And what I like to say is, okay, you know what your program is. Once you know what your program is, if you walk someone through this program and they do the things that you're having them do, the things that are outlined in your program, do you believe that that person will get results? And almost always people say yes. And so that is all that you need to know, right? That if someone walks through this process and they do all the things that you're talking about, that they will get results. And then people think, well, what if they don't do the things? What if they don't follow through? What if they don't, stick to the plan? And this is the thing, like, then that's up to them, because you aren't going to go home and like follow them and like take the cookies out of their hand and, force them to go to the gym and tie them to the treadmill. Like, that's silly. You can't do that. So you're only responsible for your part, which is guiding them, holding that space for them, being able to talk through the places where they're getting stuck and helping them come up with a plan. You're not there to force them to do the things that are going to get the results. So just know that too. Like, you're only responsible for your part, and you aren't responsible for the actions that your client is taking. So if you're like, yes, this is an awesome program, and I know if someone follows through and they do these steps, they're going to get results, then you're like, that's awesome. Like, you can feel confident then that when you work with people, that they're going to get amazing results. So Okay, number 3 is, I like all my clients to do this, and I have done this myself, and I think it's super powerful. So to list how, if you're helping people with something that you've gone through yourself, which a lot of my clients are, how much your life has transformed, make a list of all those things. Since you have implemented these changes, since you've started from the beginning and gotten to where you are now, what are all the ways that your life has changed, and how is your life better? Because a lot of times we underestimate how much of an impact what we're doing through our coaching, how much of an impact it has on your life, and not just on the end result that you're helping people get, but on all areas of their life. So for example, if you're helping someone lose weight, how we do one thing is how we do everything. So if there's something that's keeping someone from losing weight, right? That same thing that's keeping them from losing weight is also probably impacting their relationships. It's also probably impacting their health and their money. And am I missing a part? There was something else I wanted to put in there, but it's impacting all these different areas of their life. And so when you help them break through this one barrier, the thing that's going to help them break through that is going to help them in all these other areas of your life. So I want you to look at your transformation and how much your life has transformed. And then you can also look at, if you have worked with anyone, either in an official capacity where they're actually paying you, or you've worked with them like for free or kind of, unofficially, what kind of results have people gotten? How has it changed their life? And really like make a list of these things and keep going back to it, because I think it's super powerful. A lot of times we underestimate the impact that we're having and that we have the ability to have. So that's number 3. Number 4 is to start talking about what you do to everyone. Okay. So for most of us, like, coaching is a new aspect of who we are, right? It's kind of like a new persona that we're taking on. And so in the beginning, it's going to be uncomfortable, and you're not going to be really, it's not going to come easily to like talk about it. And so what I highly recommend is that you just start talking about it. And I think like out in your life, out in your personal life, with your friends, with your family, with people that you're meeting places, and definitely like you can get on social media and start talking about it and sharing what you do and how you help people, and content that's related to what it is that you do. Because you really have to find your voice in the beginning, because you're not used to talking about it, right? Like, you haven't been a coach forever. It's something new that you're doing. And so you have to start, it's like a practice. You need to start building up that voice and building up really that persona. And so the best way to do it is to practice. So start telling everyone what it is you do and how you help people. This does not mean you're trying to sell your services to everyone. I do not mean that at all, okay? You can still be telling people about what it is that you do. A lot of times people ask, they're interested, and you can be excited about it, but it does not mean that you're trying to sell them your services. Only do that if there's someone that needs your services, okay? So start talking about it. All right, number 5 is to be 100% authentic and realize that there's people out there that are meant to work with you just the way you are. You don't need to try to be someone else. You don't need to change who you are. You don't need to pretend to be someone else. You don't need to pretend to be the perfect health coach, any of that. Like, just be you and put yourself out there, and there are people that are meant to work with you. I promise you that. And that is a place where I had really gotten caught up in my business, because I went and I saw like all these other health coaches when I was doing health coaching, and when I switched to business coaching, all these other business coaches, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I need to be like this person to be successful. And the truth was, no, I didn't. I needed to be me and be more like me and just be authentic. And the more I started to embrace that, the more my business grew. And so I think let go of like this inferiority thing and feeling like you have to try to be like these other people, and just be you. And that is really going to allow your business to thrive. I think it's super, super important. Let go of the fact that you have to be anyone other than yourself. And truly, like, when you make that mindset shift, your confidence is just going to boost so much. And I saw that in my life because I had spent so much time always feeling like, oh, I'm inferior to other people, or I need to try to be like this person or that person or whatever. And I really realized, like, no, I don't. Like, I can just be me. Like, I'm never going to be anyone but me anyway, so I might as well just be me and, like, rock it. So once you start doing that, really changes things, and definitely bring that into your business, okay? Let me know if you guys have any questions so far. Okay, number 6 is to shift your mindset from selling to serving, okay? So a lot of times we get really caught up in this, like, oh, I'm selling my services because, you know, people are paying you for what you have to offer. And what I really want you to do is to think about it as I'm serving people and I'm here to help people and I have this amazing service to offer and I'm an amazing coach and I know I can really help people and change their lives. And realizing that there's a lot of people that are really suffering and struggling and that you have the ability to help them. You have the tools to help them. You have the knowledge to help them. You have the coaching capacity to hold the space for them. And I think that coaching is the most powerful thing that anyone can invest in. And I think that it can help if you make sure that you believe that too. So it can be very helpful to be coached yourself if you have not been coached. But when you can really stand behind this fact of like, I just want to help people. I know coaching is amazing. I know it can make this huge transformation in people's lives. And I want to help the people who are looking for my help. That's what it's all about. You know, the money, that's part of the transaction. I think it's a exchange of energy. You're giving your time, your energy, your knowledge. You're holding space for someone. In return, they're giving you money. And it's just an exchange of energy. And I think it makes the exchange better. And it makes it an even exchange so that that person is really committed and they follow through and they're invested into the transformation, which helps people get results. Because change is not easy. If it were, everyone would be exactly who they want to be. And that is not the case. So it definitely helps to get some skin in the game and to make that investment. But when you're putting your services out there, when you're talking to people about it, just be about, I'm out here to help people. And if someone wants to work with me, then we can get into the sales part of the conversation, but really just make it about serving people. Can I help this person? Can I help that person? If I can, I'm going to let them know how I can help them. It really changes things. Okay, so the last piece is knowing that doing anything new, such as starting a coaching business and being a coach, being a health coach, it's going to be scary because new things are scary because we haven't done them before. And it's okay that it's scary. It's okay that it doesn't feel comfortable. It's okay that you don't know how everything is going to work out. It's okay that you have these thoughts coming into your head that maybe I need more training, okay? The thing is, you don't need to listen to these thoughts and you don't need to let them stop you. You can allow them to be there and you can continue to take action moving forward, okay? Because your brain is automatically going to send you all these messages saying, oh my gosh, you're doing something new. It's super scary. Like, you don't know what you're doing. You shouldn't do it. You should just stay the same because staying the same means that you're staying alive. And so your brain automatically starts shooting off all these messages when you're doing something new, like, oh my God, the world's ending. You're going to die. and you just have to recognize like none of that is true. And it's going to feel uncomfortable in the beginning, but what you need is courage. Okay, courage to feel the discomfort and to take action anyways, and to know that it's okay. And just because you have these fears or this discomfort or these, thoughts that are popping up, you don't have to let them stop you. You can just allow them to be there, allow them to kind of like go by your mind and just take action anyways. And so in the beginning, it's really about courage. And then the more that you're taking the action and continuing to take it, despite the fact that it may not feel super comfortable, that's how you build up that confidence. But you cannot wait to have the confidence in order to take the action. The confidence comes through taking the action, even though it feels uncomfortable, and then continuing to do it over and over again. And you start to build up your skills, you start to build up really like the knowledge of knowing what to do and how to be a good coach and how to show up. But it really just comes through taking that action and continuing to do it. So let me know if that makes sense. And if you guys have any questions about any of this, anywhere where you get stuck when it comes to confidence with coaching, anything that has come up for you specifically, or that you find you're getting stuck with. One other thing I wanted to cover, because someone had brought it up, is about having certifications for coaching. And I've done a video on this too, but I think it's important to know that there isn't any requirements for having any sort of certifications for being a coach or being a health coach. As far as what you need in the US, and I think in other countries as well, there's no like governing body that says what you need as certain certifications. So you just need, what I think is important is that you have the knowledge and the skills that you need to be a good coach. And as long as you feel like, yes, I know what I need to know and I know I can coach people, then you're fine. But there isn't any requirements as far as certifications. And a lot of times people can get stuck in thinking like, oh, I just need one more certification. I just need one more. I need to do more training. And I feel that that's doing you a disservice. I don't think there's anything bad with doing trainings. I think they can be great. I continue to do them just because I find them super helpful in like my personal growth and learning how to show up and be, a coach. But I don't think that they're necessary unless you feel like you're really missing that skill set. So let me see what you're saying here. Do you think running someone through the program? Yeah. So Jillian, good question. So can you run someone through a program as a trial is a good way to get some confidence? I absolutely think that working with some people for free can be a great way to build some confidence. I think one thing to keep in mind though is if people are getting a service for free, they may not show up fully. They may be kind of slacking, right? Because they haven't made the investment, so they don't have as much skin in the game. So if they don't follow through, or if things get hard and they, drop off, or they don't get the results because they're not really taking the action, I think it's really important not to take it personally or make it mean like, oh, I'm a bad coach, or I don't have a good program, or I can't help people. Because I hear this all the time from people who do offer free coaching, that a lot of times the people who they're coaching for free just don't really show up in the same way as someone who had paid for their services. So I think it's fine. I think it's great practice, but just keep that in mind and don't take it personally if people don't really show up. But I would call them out on it too. Like, is this something you really want to do? Are you committed? Are you going to follow through? And really make sure that you're getting the right people to do it. So, but I think it can be a great thing to do. Yeah, you can always offer some free coaching in the beginning, especially if you've never coached before. Just don't keep offering free coaching forever, okay? And I think it can be good to run people through a shorter program. Like if you offer free coaching and if you run them through like a whole like 3-month program or something like that, like that's a long time to be coaching someone for free. I think it's almost better to work with more people in a shorter span of time. And then if they want to continue working with you after that amount of time, then they can pay to continue working with you in one of your programs. So that's what I would recommend, like offering someone a few short sessions to work with you for free. So, yeah, Dixie, that's a great point. Like, you don't show up as well when you're not getting paid either. And I think that's something to keep in mind too, because this is the thing, like I was talking about, and money being energy, and what you're offering as coaching is being energy. And I think having that even exchange of energy is really important, because so that you both show up on the same and at the same level. And I think if you're not getting paid too, like, I mean, it just doesn't feel as compelling for you to show up in the same way because that person isn't investing. So yes, I think that's important as well. You're welcome, Jillian. All right, well, I think that's all I wanted to cover with you guys today. If you guys find that you're getting stuck with some of the stuff that I was talking about, like ideal client, your program, the confidence piece, a lot of the mindset stuff, that is all things that I work with all of my clients. We go through this stuff like all the time. I love it. And you get to see that you're not the only one that feels this way, and that there's a lot of things that you can do to help you move through these fears, or, the confidence piece. And I think it really helps to have some direction and to know what to be doing in what order. Because a lot of times when you're just left to your own devices, you end up self-sabotaging, you end up in analysis paralysis, perfectionism, and just kind of spinning your wheels. And so what I do is I really take you step by step through the whole process of getting your business started, getting your marketing systems in place, and getting paying clients so that you know exactly what to do. And we do a ton of mindset stuff, a lot around coaching, learning how to coach yourself through a lot of the mindset stuff that comes up so that you can show up powerfully and learn how to be a more powerful coach for your clients as well. So if you're interested in that, you can sign up for a free call with me. I will put a link in the comments. And otherwise, if you guys have any questions at all, let me know, because I'm happy to answer them. I love talking about confidence. I mean, I've called my group Business and Confidence Boost for Health Coaches from the very beginning, because I know that confidence is such a huge piece. And it's one of the things that has really changed for me the most through my journey of becoming an entrepreneur, starting my business, running my business, being a coach. It's really changed things for me so much. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping other people. Because like I said, when you work on one area of your life, it really ripples out into all areas of your life. And that's how going through starting a business was for me. And I really see this with my clients as well. You work on this one little piece, and kind of all the things that you have to go through to start your business change all the other areas of your life, which is pretty awesome. So it's such an amazing journey, and I love helping people with it. So thank you everyone so much who joined me. I love having you guys on live, and I love doing these little videos. And once again, if you have any questions for me, let me know. Otherwise, have an amazing rest of your week. Amazing long weekend for those of us who are in the US, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.